Warning, spoilers and presumably some yelling. I don't know who needs to hear this, but this man is not your friend. I'm sorry, someone had to say it. Goro Takamura is definitely not the character with the most sims in Cyberpunk 2077.
Here's Johnny.
Funny.
But he has a few, and that's concerning. I mean, what is it? Is it his beautiful blonde hair? Is it his kind, caring nature?
Help me.
Quiet.
Or is it his way with words?
くそ、ひどい匂いだ。
What could it be? Oh yeah, it's cause you're a weeb. Listen, I get Takemura's appeal, okay? From simp to simp, I see it. He's loyal, handsome, relentless, handsome. Yeah, that's about all I got. He's got that boomer quirk. I do not understand technology. Bruh, you're living in the year 2077. You have flying cars.
They're actually called AV.
Shut up. Anyway, why does Takamura have the technological understanding of an inbred koala from the Stone Age? But you know what? I'm not gonna question it, cause I got bigger fish to fry. Takamura is a samurai. And no, I'm not saying that because he's Japanese. He really is a corporate samurai. The Arasaka themselves are supposed to be descendants of samurai, so no surprise they'd lean into that. Just the name Takamura means military warrior and also bamboo? Do what you will with that information. Another thing that adds to his appeal is that he's from a different social class. And there's something about former gods forced to live life as a peasant that appeals to us. I mean, why else would this shit go viral?
Oh my gosh, she's like so spoiled. She can't even do regular things. So quirky.
Sir, I'm arrested.
It was quite entertaining to watch Takamura bring his upper-class experiences and etiquette to the streets. But I personally found his complaining annoying. Everything is better in Kyoto. Oh, then go back. Oh wait, you can't? Then shut up! This video is making my blood pressure rise. But you know what else is rising? My love for you. The man is an idea, a romanticization of a samurai. And one could argue that the very idea of samurai is a romanticization, and I tend to agree. But if we look at history, there's a good reason for it. You are teaching us about samurai? Yeah, guys, I'm perfectly qualified to talk about this topic. I watched The Last Samurai.
It's actually pronounced.
Stop talking or it gets the hose again. Samurai were royalty who were also accomplished warriors. They had strict codes of conduct shaped by the teachings of Zen Buddhism. It was all about understanding the inner workings of one's mind and being in control of it in order to overcome human limitations such as fear of death and going bald.
It's what the Japanese call unagi.
They carefully chiseled each aspect of their livelihood with respect and discipline that it became art. This is why they saw unparalleled victory against invading forces for centuries. Such legends are bound to find its way into pop culture. Yeah, I don't know, but samurai are totally in. And in our story, Takamura is not just a samurai, he is a ronin. A ronin is a samurai who's experienced loss, stripped of his purpose and shackled only by his own morals. A demon unleashed onto the world, ready to rain down toe-curling justice. Takamura is like the "we got ronin at home" kind of version of this. The very concept is not devoid of fallacy, because on paper, samurai were an embodiment of the best of humanity, and a very wise person once said, "Nobody's perfect." So I will not hold Takamura to such high standards, but even with a leeway, I cannot justify Takamura. Let's start from the beginning. He saves your life, sure, but this would have been you if you didn't have what he wanted. And of course, he holds it over your head like, "I saved your life, now do my bidding." Takamura does not ask for favors, he demands them. Like, helping the Arasakas is the only sane thing to do. He's supposed to be badass, but the only proof of that is
he's not on his A game, sure. But even without implants, he could decommission us easily.
Where's that come from? Ever seen him in action?
Nah, Just know. And the way he walks, the look in his eye.
We'll come back to this later.
Bro has the weakest pull-out game in the West and poor emotional intelligence. He fails to protect his masters time and time again. But why would Saburo hire such a lacking man? Well, he's not terrible at his job. He was the top of his class, and he is fiercely loyal. I do not see Adam Smasher going through all of this to bring Saburo back. Takamura is heavily reliant on V to do anything and would have died twice if it wasn't for V. But he constantly looks down on them because V is just a lowly thief without any principles. He's not shy about letting you know his distaste for you.
And what's to stop her little errand boy from selling us out?
He will not do that. He is a man of honor.
Right, because Arasaka's ranks are chock full of those.
Do not confuse true honor with the petty morals by which you live.
He's not being tsundere, he just doesn't like you. And hey, if that's what you're into, just know that he'll never choose you.
I love you, but I love
Arasaka.
you more.
I can assure you, Takamura's hands are dirtier than V's, yet he feels no remorse and thinks he has the moral high ground because he did it out of principle and loyalty. Now, loyalty for me is not a virtue by itself, because the ring, you know, that ring, was fiercely loyal to Sauron, but it is regarded as one of the most evil things to ever grace fiction. So the reason behind the loyalty is more important. So Takamura's loyalty doesn't mean much as it lies with a morally bankrupt man, and when you confront him about it, he has no answer. His devotion to Saburo teeters on fanaticism. He turns a blind eye to every twisted thing his master does. Takamura genuinely believes that the sun shines out of Saburo's excretory end, and if you disagree with him, he will come at you with everything he's got.
My pockets are empty.
Which is empty threats. Ooh, I'm so scared. He seems to tolerate you more towards the end, but after the final act and all that you've done for him, depending on what you choose, he either tries to get you to sell your soul.
It is written here that you relinquish all rights, but do not worry. The law is simply behind the times.
Or uses his one-song moment to cuss you out.
Rot in hell. Kusama.
Or tries to make you feel bad for not helping him.
My life is now the trash heap. Where I found you. I wish for you to know this.
He shows no growth. Johnny is supposed to be a narcissistic terrorist, but even he can accept it if you choose yourself or even betray him. And Johnny has done more for you than Takamura has. I love that the writing breaks free from traditional character design as Takamura is flawed and does not snugly fit into one character archetype. I do not fault Takamura for his actions. I understand he's somewhat stuck or that's all he's ever known. But I do ask that we see him for what he is, an unbending traditionalist who suddenly turns into David Beckham if Arasaka-sama so wills it. His principles basically equate to an undying devotion to an amoral man. Not sure if that makes him honorable. If anything, it makes him evil by association. The dynamic between V and Takamura is not a classic case of foes to friends. It's more of an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. They're just two people whose paths overlapped momentarily. Takamura's presence calls attention to V's strengths, and V makes Takamura question the very foundation of his existence. It is a great lesson in how some people are incapable of change, and we can either choose to accept it or be bitter about it. I chose the latter, obviously. His story highlights the dark side of unwavering devotion. So the next time your mom calls you a quitter, tell her about Takamura. She might slap you, but that's a risk I'm willing to take.